Hello everybody, I'm Sheer Sonic and welcome to Let's Replay Sonic 3. That was the third game in my replay series that, if you remember when I did Sonic 1 and 2, I'm replaying all the games that I did when, hold on, let me get rid of this file. I'm replaying all the games that I did when I had, when I started the channel, when I had a really awful mic and really equally awful commentary, if not more. Just to, so I could have it on the channel without it being impossible to watch because it is of such poor quality. So, if you're new and haven't seen the replay series, welcome. And, if you're here from the last game, then enjoy the continuation. Hello, Knuckles. Goodbye, Knuckles. Alright. I love this game to bits. Still can't decide if I like Sonic 2 or this better, because Sonic 2 is the first game I ever played, and I have a lot more nostalgia with it, whereas this game is just kind of something I didn't really know existed. Because I guess I'll tell the story again, because ow! Because I think I haven't told it since Sonic 2 replay. Because what happened when I originally got this game was, when I was a kid, I had my dad's Genesis, and he had for it only Sonic 2, Sonic Spinball, and there were a lot of other games, but none that were, like, popular. I think Eternal Champions was in there, but I never played it before. Come on, I love that. But yeah, the only, like, games that people know about in the collection he had on his original Genesis were Sonic 2 and Sonic Spinball. So he never had Sonic 1 or Sonic 3. And so I got really curious, and I was like, where's Sonic 1? So he got that, or we ordered that online, and I finally got to play that after, like, a year or two. I don't know why we ordered that online for the Genesis when it was, what, probably like 2002 at that point, and Sonic 1 came out 11 years earlier. But then I remember I went to my grandparents' house, and they had a neighbor who had a SEGA Genesis, and so I went over to their house. I don't know why we went to their house, but I think my grandma needed something from it, and so she took me over there. Or she just wanted me to, or wanted to introduce me to them because they were nice people. So we went over to his house. I remember his name was Jesse, and he had a Genesis, and I think my grandma said, like, he had Sonic on it, so I was like, oh cool, we can play that, and so we went over there, and he had Sonic 3 on there, and I had no idea that existed because my dad didn't have it, and it was years after Sonic 2 was, made, because it was made in 1992. By that point, it was probably like 2002, 2003, and I'd never heard of it before. So, I guess he hadn't either, because he didn't know it existed. And so I was always asking, like, is Sonic 2 gonna come out? And he said, I don't think it will, because, back then, video games usually had one or two, games made of them, because games didn't have, like, time then to grow as an entire series like they have now, where Sonic is still going after 25 years. And so I went to his house, he had Sonic 3, and I was like, oh my gosh, because I was so excited because I had never seen it before and I didn't think it existed. And I remember I called my dad that night and I'm like, guess what I played today? That was when I was like 5 or something, maybe 6. And I even remember, like, when I was at his house, Tails in Sonic 2 didn't do anything different from Sonic himself. He was just a different character. But in this game, the perk that Sonic has is that he can use the Insta-Shield, which is that white thing that's like an invincibility frame. And he can use the elemental shields that you get from the boxes to use, like, the fire boost and the bubble bounce and stuff like that. The thing that Tails does is he flies, which he didn't do in Sonic 2, so the guy asked me who I wanted to play, And so I said Sonic, and we were doing the, you know, the story mode co-op, which if you're playing as Tails is pretty awful, but because I mean the screen doesn't follow you. But I said Sonic, and then so I was playing as Sonic, and then he was Tails, and he started flying around. I'm like, Tails can fly in this game, so I had to play as Tails after that. Hello, ship. So yeah, that's my story. Oh yeah, and then we kept it for a long time after that, because he let me borrow the cartridge so I could play it at my house, because I was so excited for it. And we borrowed it for like a decade because I think he moved, and I just never went back there and remembered to bring it. So yeah, I borrowed Sonic 3 for like 10 years or something crazy. But by that point, I already had it on like the GameCube, so it wasn't that bad that I had to give it away. And now I have it on here. Yeah, if you didn't notice, or because I was gonna say it, I forgot. I played Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, the replays of them, and the original, on the GameCube. And I'm playing this on the Genesis collection on Steam, which is why it looks HD and widescreen. So if you notice why it looks a lot better than 2 and 1 did, that's why. I love the music for this place. These games had such good music. I miss the days where Sonic was awesome and not a meme. Even SEGA America themselves is like practically considering Sonic a meme at this point. Oh, wow. I remember that being there. Oh yeah, I need air, don't I? Bubble, please, thank you. Kinda forgot that when you're invisible, you don't need air. I think it does give air in one Sonic game, like Sonic Rush, maybe? I don't know. Most don't, but there was one. Woo! I've gotten to the point in this game, and most Sonic games at this point, where I can pretty much play through it, and it's basically just muscle memory, because I know almost exactly where everything is, and, you know, how the game works, what tricks they're gonna pull in each level, whatnot. I love that water background effect where it moves in layers like this. I don't know how they programmed that, but they did an amazing job with that. Sega has always been great about that. Even when you're underwater, you can see it up. That's so cool. Oh, it's my bubble shield, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Wait, what did I get hit by? Oh yeah, the crabby guy. I don't know the names of the badniks in this game. I know most of them in Sonic 2, because, like, I looked in the manual all the time as a kid. Usually you don't do that, I don't know why I did. I think, I remember myself looking in the instruction manual. Oh, I'll play a special stage, just so you guys can see it. I remember looking in the instruction manual as a kid, and, drawing the concept art of the badniks. Because it is just fun. Because I like drawing, I always have liked drawing, and, you know, something Sonic related, so why not? I remember going to my dad's work and just sitting there drawing Robotnik's robots. I am lucky, I think, that I was introduced to the SEGA Genesis instead of, you know, like, if the first console I ever had was, like, the GameCube or something. As great as the GameCube is, but I mean, it's good that I was introduced to near the, like, real beginning of the popularity of video games, because that was around the time the Nintendo Entertainment System was out, and, you know, that was, like, nearly 20 years before I was born, so... Wait, wasn't it? 20? No, not before I was born, but before I started playing video games. Which was when I was 4, I think. But just the fact that this was the first kind of thing I played instead of... I mean, Sonic Adventure 2 was out by the time I started playing video games, I'm sure. Come on! So it's just lucky that I got to play the originals before the newer ones. Whew. Yeah! Sonic used to be so cool. Such awesome music in this game. In all Sonic games, even today. Like I said in Riff Racer, one of the things that Sonic has never done wrong is the music. Except Sonic Boom, because that one just was really bland. But it wasn't made by, like... I don't think it was even made by SEGA, so... It was made by Big Red Button. So they didn't get a good Sonic composer. Every other game's had pretty spot-on, amazing music, though. Oh, I gotta show you guys something with those hands. That's always bothered me. Actually, I just noticed it recently, I think. Come here, Krabby. If I can find another hand, I'll show you. Woo! I love the speed in these sections. It's so cool. Especially when you run on the water. That's the coolest part. I know where most secrets in this game are. It's so cool. I don't know how they sense that. I guess if... Maybe... I'm just thinking about game programming because I'm into that kind of thing. I'm just thinking if, like... Ow. How they trigger when you walk on the water or when you fall through the water. I don't know if they do it based on his speed or based on his, Oh, I wanted to get off just to show you, but I got hit for it. Come on, get... No! Oh, I keep messing it up. Come on. Okay. No! Don't slide. Okay, here. See? When it's like that, it's got 3 fingers and a thumb. When it grabs you, it's got 4 fingers. Unless one of those is the thumb. Wait, which side is the thumb on? Trying to pause it. Oh, okay, it is on that side. Maybe it is just a weird depth thing that I can't see because it's so pixelated and low quality. I mean, it's as best as 16-bit could do, but... It's probably just a thumb. Just always bothered me that that's what I thought it was. That was not worth it, losing all the rings, because I just wanted to show you guys something that turned out to be false in the first place. Boop. Sonic 3 as a standalone game is actually not included in the Genesis collection. You have to play Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is when you... Originally, with the Genesis, you'd take Sonic and Knuckles and lock it on to the cartridge of Sonic 3, and then it turns into a bigger game, but it changes Sonic 3 so that it has, like, Sonic and Knuckles music replaces some of the Sonic 3 music. And, what else does it do? Oh, it makes the final boss of Sonic 3, it makes it not there, which is the only thing that really annoys me about it. Because I really like the final boss of Sonic 3. They even added it in the Sonic Generations 3DS. Hello, Canucks. Ah! Standing position. Falling down. Guess I'll do a bonus stage. This is a really weird bonus stage. It's the first Sonic game where they didn't just have special stages, but they had these too. Where you don't get Chaos Emeralds, but you get power-ups. Because this is the first Sonic game with power-ups, I guess. But, still. There's not really... Oh, one up. Yeah! There's not that much I could get in here. Oh, wait. I don't need an electricity shield. I need water! Did I get it? I didn't get it, did I? Nope. Oh, well. Oh, this boss is so easy with the Aqua Shield. It's not hard without it, just easier because you can just bounce up and hit him. And you can stand on his water, which is really weird. Whee! Oh, so close. Oh. There we go. There's a glitch right there that sometimes happens. It's only happened to me like 3 times, but there's sometimes where you can like walk past the edge of the boss screen and you can go straight to the capsule, but I don't think the capsule's actually there, and you can't go back and you can't go forward and there's nothing there. And you actually have to wait 10 minutes until the timer runs out and you die. Or restart the game. Both options of which are not fun to do. I shouldn't go this way, I'm not used to going this way. I just stick to what I'm used to. Oh, where's the electric shield? There's an electric shield in a wall somewhere up there, I guess I missed it. There's such weird music. It's so many different styles of music, I love it. I mean, they still do. What I don't get is why something like Super Mario World had such the huge following that it did. I'm not trying to bring the console wars into mind or anything, but just Super Mario World with its, you know, it had, I mean, I really like the Mario World song, like the Yoshi's Island Super Mario World Overworld theme. But the entire Super Mario World soundtrack, I'm pretty sure, was all remixes of the same song, just to fit the scene. Like, the cave was a slower down version of it with, you know, a different beat to it. I think even the Bowser's Castle was a remix of it, if I'm not mistaken. But they have these, which have completely different songs for each of their levels, and they all sound good in their own way. I think they did more than they needed to, which is really nice. Ow. Thankfully, when you're on the top and you get hit, it just makes you fall off the top and not lose any rings. You do lose your shield, though, if you're on the top and you get hit, which is weird. Oh, bad. The Sonic 3 and Knuckles... oh, excuse me. The Sonic 3 and Knuckles duel game, by the way, fixes a lot of bugs from the original Sonic 3. And I've always considered Sonic 3 and Knuckles to be like the... Stop it! The primitive form of DLC before DLC was a thing. Because it also, you could lock on Sonic and Knuckles as Sonic 2, and you could play as Knuckles in Sonic 2, and he wasn't even invented in that game yet. Which is really cool, so... It's kind of like what DLC was back then, I guess. Just kind of a bonus for buying Sonic and Knuckles, really. Wouldn't that be awesome now? Just, I'm thinking about nowadays, like... What if in, like, Super Smash Brothers or something... They just, like, if they made the Wii U and 3DS one, and then just for buying that, you could, like, add all of the new characters to, like, Brawl or something, that'd be really neat, but that would take a lot of programming to actually balance with Brawl and whatnot. Ow. Because all they had to do with Knuckles was just put him in the game, and they didn't have to change any mechanics or the sprite or anything. Come on. Ah! Jeez. Oh. There's a rumor that I think is actually true. I think that Michael Jackson worked on some of the music for this game. That little mini-boss song being one of them. Because, I mean, the past two Sonic games have had a relatively normal video game boss music. And this one has that, you know, that come on and all that. It sounds very Michael Jackson-esque, but from what the rumor says, he worked on the music for this game, and then he heard how low quality the Genesis sound chip was playing his music, which, I mean, I don't know what he expected from a 16-bit sound chip. Actually, it's an 8-bit sound chip, so that's, you know, even more low quality, but I don't know what he expected from it, but he apparently, according to the rumor, asked to be left out of the credits because he didn't want, like, his name being on the low quality music. So that doesn't sound exactly something anyone would want to do, but I guess if you get paid, it doesn't really matter what you're credited for, if he just didn't want to be known for something that was considered bad to him, even though this music is fantastic. Yeah, it's apparently, well, yeah. It also has to do with the fact that, around that same time, I think they just, around this time, made a Michael Jackson game for the Genesis. I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, they did make a Michael Jackson game for the Genesis around the same time they made this game. So if he stayed with the contract and everything for that duration of this game being made and agreed to make a song, or some of the songs for the soundtrack of it, that makes sense, I guess? Especially how bizarre it sounds compared to the other Sonic music. Not like the level songs, but like that mini-boss thing and a couple of the other ones. I don't think he made a lot of them. They don't sound like something he would make. Where is this invincibility again? Oh, I can't even look down that far. Ha! Hey, the leap of faith worked. I knew it was somewhere around there. Oh. Like I said, I know where most things in this game are. Playing it since I was like 6 and whatnot. These spinning tops made a comeback in Sky Sanctuary and Sonic Generations, which is really cool. They feel nothing like it with how they actually handle, but I think that's what they were going for. They don't look the same either. It was the same idea. Because Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles were actually supposed to be the same game, but because of how massive it is, they had to put it on 2 different cartridges because one cartridge couldn't handle all of the levels. So they made them into 2 separate games that got released in the same year. And then they just made Sonic and Knuckles a lock-on cartridge so you could play it all in one if you wanted to. But I think letting you play as Knuckles in Sonic 2 was a really nice touch that they didn't really have to do. SEGA used to do a lot of stuff that they didn't have to, but just did to be cool. They still do sometimes, like with the, you know, the Knights DLC in Sonic Lost World and whatnot. I'm saying whatnot a lot in this video. Hello, Robotnik. Oh, I can't believe I hit him there. Okay. Tails is here for just this battle because you have to fly. You can play with him the whole journey, but just like in Sonic 2, he annoys me most of the time. Jumping in your footsteps, dying off screen. I'm gonna try to do a glitch where Tails, like, separates from you weirdly. If you stand way over here... Oh, that didn't work quite how I wanted it to, but... Oh well. Should I end the video here after this one? Actually, this is the halfway point in the game. Isn't it? Yeah, this is the halfway point, so... I'm gonna end it here, and I'll make this a two-parter, because I remember when I played Sonic 2 Replay, I did it all in one part, and it was really long, but the reason I did that was I was having a lot of fun, and I totally forgot that it was like, you know, it was taking too long for a good video. So I think this is a good length to actually stop it. I should have done 2 parts of Sonic 2 as well. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.